Did you know that the main difference between the wealthy and those who struggle financially is the speed at which they make decisions? Many people think that to get rich, they need to wait for the perfect opportunity or that a big action plan is far from reality. Robert Kiyosaki, one of the world's leading financial experts, teaches something simple but powerful. Acting quickly is the secret. Imagine you have a business idea. Either you put the idea into action now, or the opportunity slips away. The truth is that the best opportunities are those that come and go quickly. The wealthy don't waste time. They have the mindset that action is more important than perfection. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now. When you make a decision and act quickly, the universe responds by opening doors you never imagined. For example, when someone decides to invest in real estate or in the stock of a company that is about to grow, the speed of decision-making can make all the difference. Acting now, without procrastination, can be the key to gaining a huge advantage over others. The mindset of acting immediately not only gets you in the game, but also gives you the confidence to do what many fail to do. Take action, even without having all the answers. When we talk about getting rich quickly, it's impossible not to mention the action mindset. Many dream of wealth, but few act. Kiyosaki always emphasizes that acting quickly and decisively is essential for achieving big results in a short period of time. But what does it mean to act quickly? It means making financial decisions with courage, even when there is uncertainty. Instead of waiting years for the perfect idea, you start now, adjusting along the way. The financial world is dynamic, and opportunities don't wait for anyone. By developing this mindset of acting without hesitation, you automatically put yourself in a position of advantage. For example, if you have a financial reserve and spot an opportunity to invest in a promising business, don't wait for guarantees. The time to act is now. Acting fast, even with the risk of failure, is far more valuable than waiting for the perfect opportunity. When you move quickly, you increase your chances of success and learn from the experience. Spotting the best opportunities in the market and acting on them quickly can be the difference between becoming wealthy or staying in the same financial situation forever. But how do you find these opportunities? And how do you make confident decisions when the options seem endless? Robert Kiyosaki teaches that finding opportunities requires a sharp eye on the market, always looking for signs of where the money is flowing. Opportunities don't come in big, flashing ads or flashy promotions. They're found in everyday life, in trends few notice, and in areas where competitors haven't yet realized the potential. For example, while many see the real estate sector as a safe way to make money, the savviest investors realize that the secret is not just buying property, but identifying those with high appreciation potential. You might be the first to spot a neighborhood starting to develop or a business that hasn't yet gained attention, but has all the signs of being a huge success. Making quick, informed decisions is crucial to seizing these opportunities. When you can weigh the pros and cons quickly, without hesitation, you can act at the right moment before the chance disappears. Assertive decisions don't come from impulsiveness, but from the deep knowledge you build over time. The more you learn and practice, the faster and more accurate you'll become at making decisions that can change your financial life. One of the main strategies Robert Kiyosaki teaches for building wealth quickly is investing in assets that generate passive income. But what are these assets? And how can you use them to start building your wealth now? Passive income is money you earn while you sleep. Unlike a traditional job where you trade time for money, passive income allows your money to work for you. This is possible through investments in assets that consistently generate cash flow. Classic examples include rental properties, which can provide stable monthly income, or businesses that generate profit without requiring your constant time. Imagine owning a rental property that pays you every month without you having to lift a finger, or investing in shares of companies that regularly pay dividends. These types of assets not only generate money, but also grow in value over time, increasing both their worth and profitability. Kiyosaki always reinforces that one of the greatest secrets to achieving financial freedom is to start investing in passive income assets early. Even if your initial investment is small, consistency and the right choice of assets can lead to exponential growth. Every dollar you invest wisely can turn into a cash flow generator, allowing you to build a network of assets that pays for itself and eventually lets you live off your own earnings. One of Kiyosaki's most powerful philosophies on the path to wealth is learning to make money work for you. Instead of working hard to earn money, Kiyosaki teaches that you can turn your money into a tireless worker that generates more money over time. Imagine for a moment that you have $1,000 in your hands. You could choose to put it in a savings account where it earns minimal interest, or you could use it to invest in something that, over time, generates significant returns. By investing in stocks, real estate, or even starting a small business, you're putting that money to work, making it multiply. The core idea here is that when you put your money into assets that generate passive income, it starts working for you without you having to do anything else. Instead of relying solely on a salary, you start having additional income sources, often without continuous effort. Kiyosaki explains that to succeed in this process, you must have a mindset different from the conventional one. Most people are taught to save money, cut costs, and wait. However, the wealthy understand that the secret is to invest that money wisely, placing it in assets that will continue to generate wealth. It's a virtuous cycle. The more you make your money work for you, the more wealth you create, the more you can invest, and so on. The key is knowing where to invest and making informed choices. By mastering this skill, you create a solid foundation for your financial freedom, where your money works for you while you dedicate your time to other projects or even leisure. The power of making money work for you is one of Kiyosaki's pillars, and he believes that those who master it hold the key to building wealth quickly. Credit is a financial tool often misunderstood, but when used correctly, it can be one of the greatest allies on the path to quick wealth. Robert Kiyosaki believes that, unlike the common mindset of avoiding credit at all costs, it can be used strategically to accelerate your investments and multiply your results. Imagine you have available credit, but instead of using it for immediate consumption, like clothes, electronics, or trips, you use that credit to invest in assets that will generate income. For example, by buying a property with financing, you can rent it out and use the return to pay the loan installments while the property appreciates in value. This is a classic example of how credit can be used intelligently to multiply your capital. The key is to use credit to create financial leverage, meaning using a resource you don't fully own, in this case credit, to acquire something that will generate a return greater than the cost of the credit. When used wisely, credit allows you to enter larger investments without needing all the capital up front, giving you the chance to make your money work faster. Of course, it's essential to understand the risks associated with credit. Kiyosaki teaches that the key to smart credit use is always ensuring that the investment you're making brings a return higher than the interest and costs of the credit. Otherwise, credit can become a trap. Therefore, before using any form of credit, it's crucial to plan carefully and know exactly how the investment will generate profit. When well managed, credit can significantly speed up your financial growth, allowing you to take advantage of investment opportunities that would otherwise be out of reach. But like any financial tool, wisdom and control are essential to ensure you're using credit to build wealth, not accumulate debt. While the pursuit of quick wealth is an exciting journey, it's important to understand that it's also full of traps that can sabotage your efforts. Robert Kiyosaki is clear about warning against the common mistakes many people make when trying to get rich quickly. These mistakes can waste time, money, and energy. One of the most common traps is the temptation to spend money on immediate consumption items, such as luxury cars, expensive clothes, and other status symbols. This may seem like a way to show success, but in reality, it's a way to spend your money unproductively. Kiyosaki teaches that the secret is to invest your money in assets instead of spending on liabilities that depreciate over time. By spending on consumption items, you're literally taking money out of your pocket without generating any return. Another classic mistake is overconfidence in get-rich-quick schemes. The market is full of promises of instant profits and minimal risks. However, these promises often end in failure, leaving investors disappointed and with less money than before. Kiyosaki warns that true wealth comes from smart investments, patience, and consistency, not from schemes that seem too good to be true. Additionally, another common mistake is ignoring taxes. Many people, in their pursuit of quick wealth, don't consider the tax burden on their investments. Ignoring how taxes affect profits can lead to unpleasant surprises. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of understanding how to legally minimize taxes and maximize returns. Lastly, a lack of financial education is also a big trap. Many people aim to get rich, but don't invest time in learning about investments, personal finance, and how the market works. Kiyosaki insists that financial education is essential for long-term success. Without it, even the best opportunities can be wasted, and you can end up making poor decisions. Therefore, the key to avoiding these traps is having discipline, knowing what you're doing, and not getting seduced by the illusion of easy money. Getting rich quickly is possible, but it must be done intelligently, with planning and a good dose of patience. One of the greatest lessons Robert Kiyosaki shares in his teachings is that true wealth doesn't come only from the money you earn, but from the knowledge you acquire. He always emphasizes the importance of investing in your financial education. For Kiyosaki, money can be lost, but the knowledge you gain is immune to time and can be the key to unlocking all other doors. Financial education goes far beyond understanding how the banking system works or how to save for retirement. It's about learning to spot opportunities, understand how the market works, and know where to put your money so it can grow. Many people spend their entire lives working hard, but due to a lack of knowledge, end up leaving their money in low-yield bank accounts or worse, spending it on liabilities that bring no return. Investing in financial education means, above all, learning how money works. It's learning the difference between assets and liabilities, understanding how to generate passive cash flow, and how to build a mindset that favors financial growth. Kiyosaki always says that the rich invest in themselves first. They read books, take courses, attend seminars, and seek advice from mentors who have already achieved financial success. With each lesson learned, the ability to make better and more informed decisions grows, which is crucial for those seeking to build wealth in a short period of time. By increasing your financial education, you'll be better prepared to make assertive decisions and avoid the traps of the traditional work, save, retire system. You'll be able to spot investment opportunities around you and know how to seize them to generate more wealth. Therefore, the key to getting rich quickly is not just working more or saving more, but transforming your mindset and expanding your knowledge about how money really works. The more you learn, the faster you'll be able to make the right financial decisions. And that, Kiyosaki assures, is what separates the rich from everyone else. Robert Kiyosaki firmly believes that investing in profitable businesses and ventures is one of the most effective strategies for accelerating the path to wealth. However, it's not enough to simply invest in any business. You must know how to identify those with high return potential and leverage your ability to generate profit. Investing in a business doesn't necessarily mean starting your own company. It could mean investing in a franchise, an online business, or even an existing venture you believe has significant growth potential. The secret lies in choosing a business that, in addition to being profitable, has the capacity to generate a steady cash flow, allowing you to reinvest and further amplify your wealth. Kiyosaki argues that while salaried work limits earnings, businesses offer an opportunity for exponential multiplication. A smart entrepreneur not only creates income streams, but also manages to delegate and automate operations so the business continues running without the need for their constant presence. This is what he calls passive income, which is crucial for anyone seeking financial freedom. For example, if you invest in a well-structured business, you can benefit from its profitability without needing constant time or presence. When your money works for you through the business, you create a positive cycle of continuous growth. Investing in companies well-positioned for the future, especially in technology, healthcare, and sustainability, can be a way to get rich quickly, as long as you do your homework and analyze long-term prospects. In addition, it's important to understand the concept of smart diversification. This means you shouldn't put all your resources into a single business, but rather into multiple ventures with profit potential. By doing so, you reduce risks and increase your chances of financial success. Investing in businesses is one of the most powerful ways to build wealth because you're not limited only to your time or salary. Over time, your investments begin to bear fruit, creating a solid foundation for your wealth. Therefore, Kiyosaki's lesson is clear. If you want to get rich quickly and sustainably, learn to identify businesses that will accelerate this process and have the courage to invest in them. One of the most valuable lessons Robert Kiyosaki shares with his followers is the importance of keeping expenses under control. Many people believe that to become wealthy, they just need to increase their income. However, Kiyosaki teaches that without proper expense control, higher income doesn't necessarily mean more wealth. The secret to getting rich quickly lies in a combination of earning more and spending less, but in a smart way. Controlling expenses doesn't mean living austerely or depriving yourself of everything that brings joy. It means being aware of where your money is going. Spending with purpose, avoiding the traps of consumerism, can free up valuable resources to invest in assets that actually generate returns. Kiyosaki suggests one of the most effective ways to control expenses is to conduct a personal audit. This involves reviewing all your monthly spending and identifying what's truly necessary. Are you paying for things that bring no return, like subscriptions you don't use, or spending on temporary luxuries that could be avoided in favor of more substantial investments? Moreover, by controlling your expenses, you can focus on increasing your net worth. The less you spend on non-essentials, the more money you have available to invest in income-generating assets. The key is understanding the difference between a necessary expense and an impulsive one. Impulsive expenses are usually driven by emotions, while necessary expenses directly contribute to your well-being and financial progress. For Kiyosaki, a wealth mindset requires you to focus not only on generating more money, but also on directing it toward where it will truly make a difference. If you learn to control your expenses, you'll be able to invest more in assets that create long-term wealth. This focus on net worth growth is one of the most effective ways to create a positive and rapid financial cycle, as your money will work for you instead of being wasted on items that bring no lasting benefit. By keeping expenses under control and redirecting them into smart investments, you can, step by step, build the foundation for lasting wealth while keeping your focus on what truly matters: growing your net worth. Robert Kiyosaki always emphasizes that a wealth mindset is one of the fundamental pillars for achieving financial success. The way you think about money, investments, and even financial difficulties can determine whether or not you'll reach financial freedom. He teaches that to get rich, it's essential to cultivate an abundance mindset rather than a scarcity mindset. A scarcity mindset makes you believe there isn't enough for everyone. and that to make money, you must desperately compete with others. This can lead to impulsive financial decisions, lack of confidence, and fear of taking risks. On the other hand, a wealth mindset is based on the idea that there's an abundance of opportunities and that financial success can be achieved through intelligence, discipline, and focused action. Kiyosaki also introduces the idea of the law of attraction, which may seem like an abstract concept, but is deeply powerful when correctly applied to the financial world. The law of attraction tells us that by focusing our thoughts on clear, positive goals, we can attract the opportunities needed to achieve them. In financial terms, this means believing you deserve wealth and being ready to seize the opportunities that arise around you. For example, a person with an abundance mindset will be more likely to recognize and seize investment opportunities that arise, while someone with a scarcity mindset may see them as too risky or out of reach. The way you think about money and wealth directly influences the actions you take or fail to take. Kiyosaki believes a wealth mindset can be cultivated, and the first step is to replace limiting thoughts with beliefs that encourage you to act, learn, and grow. By understanding that wealth is a consequence of informed decisions and consistent actions, you begin to see money not as something scarce, but as a powerful tool within your reach. Thus, a wealth mindset, along with the law of attraction, is one of the most powerful forces in the financial world. When you think big and believe in your own potential, you start attracting the right opportunities, making more assertive decisions, and ultimately achieving financial freedom. One of Robert Kiyosaki's core ideas for building wealth quickly is learning to take calculated risks. Contrary to the common belief that the rich are simply those who never take risks, Kiyosaki teaches that the true key to building wealth lies in knowing when and how to take smart risks. Taking a risk doesn't mean being reckless or irresponsible. Calculated risk is the art of evaluating opportunities, understanding the potential rewards and challenges, and then making informed decisions on how to proceed. This is very different from gambling or making financial decisions without planning, which often leads to bankruptcy or loss of assets. Kiyosaki believes that to build wealth quickly, you must be able to step out of your comfort zone and pursue opportunities others may avoid out of fear or uncertainty. This could mean investing in a new market, launching a business, or even buying property in a developing area. These decisions, if well planned, can bring significant returns. The key is to understand that not all risks are negative. In fact, controlled risks are often necessary for anyone seeking financial growth. When you invest in something with high return potential, like shares of an innovative company or real estate in a growing region, you're taking a risk, but you can greatly benefit if your analysis is correct. However, Kiyosaki also warns that taking risks doesn't mean acting impulsively or without preparation. Before taking any risky step, it's essential to understand the market, learn as much as possible about what you're investing in, and have an exit strategy in case things don't go as planned. Taking calculated risks isn't about acting fast, but acting with wisdom and strategy. Therefore, Kiyosaki's lesson is clear. To get rich quickly, you must develop the courage to take risks, but with an intelligent, informed approach. This balance between bold action and detailed planning is what can speed up your path to financial freedom. One of the most important maxims Robert Kiyosaki shares in his wealth-building teachings is the need for diversification. When you put all your resources into a single investment or asset, you take on far greater risk than when you spread those resources across different types of investments. Diversification is an essential strategy for protecting your wealth and increasing your chances of long-term success. Diversification means spreading your money across different asset types, such as real estate, stocks, businesses, and even investments in currencies or precious metals. Kiyosaki highlights that true wealth doesn't come from putting all your eggs in one basket, but from building a portfolio of assets that work together to generate passive income and grow your net worth over time. For example, by investing in real estate, you may benefit from market appreciation and rental income. At the same time, if you invest in shares of dividend-paying companies, you're creating an additional source of passive income. By combining these types of assets, you have different streams of money coming in simultaneously, which reduces the risk of relying on a single investment. Diversification also allows you to benefit from different economic cycles. While the real estate market may slow down, stocks may be on the rise, or a business you've invested in could be growing rapidly. With this approach, even if part of your portfolio faces difficulties, the other parts can continue generating income and increasing in value. Kiyosaki teaches that diversification is not only a way to minimize risks, but also to maximize returns. By investing in multiple areas, you position your money to benefit from different types of growth. This creates a steady flow of opportunities and a solid foundation for your financial independence. Therefore, Kiyosaki's lesson is clear. Don't put all your resources into a single investment. By diversifying your assets and seeking different sources of income, you reduce risks and increase your chances of getting rich quickly in a safe and sustainable way. Throughout this journey, we have explored Robert Kiyosaki's fundamental principles for achieving wealth quickly and intelligently. From the quick action mindset to the strategic use of credit, through the importance of investing in passive income-generating assets and the need to diversify your investments, Kiyosaki teaches us that the secret to wealth lies in making well-informed decisions, taking calculated risks, and above all, investing in your financial knowledge. Remember, wealth is not just about making money, but knowing how to make it work for you. By taking control of your financial life and applying the strategies we've discussed, you'll not only be on the right path to getting rich quickly, but also building a solid foundation for a prosperous and sustainable future. Never underestimate the power of an abundance mindset and financial education. The more you learn and apply these principles, the better prepared you will be to identify and seize the opportunities around you. Don't be afraid to take action, make quick decisions, and diversify your investments. The world is full of possibilities, and you have the power to turn them into wealth. Now, I ask you, are you ready to put these strategies into action and change your financial story? If so, start today. Remember that the first step is the most important, and it can be taken right now. If you enjoyed this content and want to learn even more about how to achieve your financial freedom, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Share this message with someone who is also looking to get rich and transform their life. Together, we can build a community of people focused on achieving true financial independence.